Hi guys, how's it? Welcome back to my Afrikaans speaking followers. Yes, the post game show 18-3. The Springboks get the dub from Marseille today. Thanks to all of you guys if you came out to my live. That was really keen that you did. I do appreciate that. I know there was quite a bit of a delay. It looked like about 3.5 to 5 minute delay between the feed here in the US and what you guys were getting overseas. So let's go ahead and go through some of the notes of this game, kind of talk about how we felt about it. I was a bit upset, definitely. So 8th minute in, we come out firing immediately, attacking, but nothing really to show for it. At a scrum penalty to the Springboks at the 8th minute leads to a Libok penalty or a Libok kick. He does miss. 3 minutes later, a deliberate knock-on by Scotland does lead to another Libok kick. I really felt like these two he should have just gone for the corner and we could have did a 5-meter line out. He does make this one. It is 3-0 at the 11th minute. 19th minute, Marks does step off for just a moment. He is bleeding from the forehead, but he does come right back on immediately, so we don't get to see Bongi Manumbi yet for the day. 23rd minute. Scotland doesn't release the ball, and Libok does go to kick and makes it 6-0 at the 23rd minute. 25th minute, Sneeman comes on for Etzebeth. Still have not heard any word to his injury, but he was sitting on the bench at the end of the game. Maybe it was just a niggle that he needed to nip before it gets any worse. A minute later, Kirtley intercepts the ball, grabs it, and Finn Russell comes in, and it is a blatant no-arms tackle. They don't give him the yellow card for it because there was no head contact, but still it was obvious that he made no attempt to try to tackle him with his arms. It was just a body tackle. It was, a bit of a cheap shot in my opinion. The 40th minute, a scrum penalty against the Springboks leads to a Finn Russell kick, and it is 6-3 going into the half. We come out firing in the second half. A scrum penalty to Scotland leads to another Libok penalty kick. He is wide left, and he's 2 of 4 on the day. It's still 6-3. 5 minutes later, Peter Stitoy, after a scrum deep in Scottish territory, he breaks through. It's Peter Stitoy. Once he sees that try line and he's got the ball, he's going to give everything he has to get across the line. Libok does miss the conversion, 2 of 5 on the day. It is wide left. Not even 4 minutes later, Kirtley, we knew it was coming. This is his first World Cup game. We knew a try was coming. It was a beautiful crossfield kick from Libok. And it was a beauty. It was a beauty. And de Klerk decide to go with de Klerk after the struggles of Libok at kicking, and he does clear it. It is 18-3, and we get one more penalty at the 57th minute, a scrum penalty on Scotland, and he misses. So the final score 18-3. So let's go ahead and talk about what we didn't like. Obviously, Libok's kicking was really bad. Our starting front row in the scrum was never dominant. Going into the second half, we were getting scrum penalties left and right. We just never got it together. We bring on the fresh boys. They ended up bringing back on Malcolm Marks for a bit with Nakane, with Nche, and it just wasn't there. When they brought Manumbi off with all 3 of them together, that's when our scrums really started working. And, that is kind of the good thing about what we have. If our first starting 3 aren't working, our second will definitely, our backups will definitely work. Both world-class, all 6 of those guys world-class. And, obviously the penalties killed us. We should have been up by way more, but I think also, like, the thing that made us do so well against the All Blacks was we were so aggressive. Like, we attacked. We didn't kick for 3. We kicked for the corner. I don't know what Jock and Rossi, maybe they were trying to say, hey, because when we play Ireland, we're not going to be able to do this crap. Like, we're going to have to kick for the corner. We're going to have to play aggressively. It's not going to be a mistake. You're not going to beat Ireland by accident. So this is what didn't work. Our kicking was bad. Our scrums were not solid in the first half. That's what didn't work. What did work is what I was saying in the pregame. The X factor that we have are these young guys. We didn't get to see Kane and Moody today, But Libok and Kirtley are a formidable duo. That crossfield kick to set up the Kirtley try was absolutely amazing. It was beautiful. And I think that's our X factor. Our X factor is that. Now, the centers. Let's talk about Jesse Krill, Damien Dialende. Obviously, that's not what we're considering our A center. Esterhuizen is definitely our A center at this point. Kanan Moody is definitely our A center at this point. Was this our A team? Probably not, but it was most of our A team. I was very impressed with Damian Valemza kind of holding it down in the back, but we could just never really get anything going. And it was because our forwards couldn't get anything going for the first half. We've got to have our forwards doing their job for our backs to be able to do theirs. Cheslin Colby had an absolutely beautiful deep run in the second half, as did, I will bring up, Grant Williams. Absolutely beautiful. We need to let that guy start a game. Maybe not against Ireland, but definitely one of these Romania or Tonga games. We need to let him start just to see what that young man can do, because it's another young guy, and these young guys are our X factor. Another great game by our captain, Sia Khaleesi. Peter Steph-Toy did great. Jasper Visa, at times, you could tell the emotion. He let his emotions get the best of him, but for the most part, he tried to stay disciplined as he could. Like I said, my big thing is we did shut down Duhan van der Merwe. That was one of the big guys we needed to shut down. He was pretty much a non-factor. Finn Russell carried the team. The only 3 points coming off of his boot for Scotland, he carried the team. And you could tell at the end, it just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. So, obviously, we start out the tournament 1-0, no bonus point, unfortunately. Scotland definitely got it. I think we will get bonus points against Tonga and Romania, hopefully, but we shall see about that. So what did you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I know this is a very brief breakdown, but there really wasn't a whole hell of a lot going on in the game. It was a bit of a disappointment, bit of boring. We should have scored way more than what we did, but we didn't. But we still got the win, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. So until next week, man, I cannot wait for lineups to be announced. I am already ready for another game, and gonna watch a little bit. Got up early to watch Chile and Japan this morning. Augusto Boom, the former Jackals hooker, their very first game, and those Japanese put it on them. They put it on them in the second half. So. But with that being said, man, I hope wherever you're at in the world, you were safe, you were with the family, and everything is good. So cheers, guys.